What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, coming at you with another upload. And for today, I have none other than the infamous Clive Christian #1. So yours truly has copped the masculine edition of #1. Let's focus, you guys. And here we go. So I've went for the 30 ml bottle. And let me tell you something about this. Actually, I need to show you the bottle first. So here's the back. If I can get the camera to focus as per usual. Here's the back. Here's the bottom. Again. And here's the cap taken off, and you'll see if I can get some light in there, the emblem on the inside of the cap, if the camera is able to capture that. And here's the sprayer, and again, a little bit of emblem on the top. Okay? Now, again, before I get started with this, in terms of the notes. So these are coming off of the Clive Christian website. And the top note is thyme. The gently herbaceous notes of thyme are toasted under soft golden flames of nutmeg, summoning the spirit of the East, while alluding to the rustic ideal of bygone England. The heart note is lily of the valley. Cardamom, nutmeg, pimento, and artemisia oil combine in a potent tonic that navigates the citrus notes of bergamot, lime, Sicilian mandarin, and pink grapefruit, lightening the fragrance to achieve a more refreshing finish. And last but not least, the base note, and that is tonka bean. Mellow tonka bean is fortified by the deep, rich textures of golden amber, sandalwood, and Madagascar vanilla, rounding off the fragrance in smooth alabaster polished in a light spritz of musk. Now, that is it for the notes. There's no real perfumer musing on the Clive Christian website. So, let me tell you something. First of all, that bottle, when you open your closet and you look at this bottle, you feel good. You feel like you've made it. You feel like a king. Alright? Which, you know, you've got the crown here, you've got a really nice gold bottle. You know, perfect. You feel like you've made it. You've got like a top tier perfume in your closet, you're smelling like a king, you're smelling like royalty. And that's really what we're trying to get after here with this. So, how does it smell? So, I have a sprayed on my hand as well as another one that I will touch on shortly. However, in terms of scent, all I'm gonna say is, my God, wow, this is so refined, so elegant, so soft, yet fresh, yet masculine in an understated way. It just says class is what I get when I smell it and what comes to mind. Absolutely fantastic in terms of scent. Beautiful, beautiful composition. You can't get enough of smelling it. It's just mind-blowing. Given how honestly simple the ingredients are, mainly at the top and middle note, how, you know, the House of Clive Christian took such simple ingredients that you literally, most of them can buy from your grocery store, and make such a gorgeous composition like this. And this is where, you know, the artistry comes in, because wow, it's just really, really nice. It's very refined, and I love it. It's such a gentlemanly, classy, masculine in an understated way scent. And yeah, I love this one. Now, in terms of performance, projection. Now, given that this is 20% perfume, so it's a very high concentration of essential slash natural oils, uh, it doesn't really go beast mode. I'm gonna give it about a 7 out of 10 in terms of performance. Now, for projection, again, 7 out of 10, maybe even 6 out of 10. It will project off of you, but people need to be in closer proximity. It's not one of those perfumes that, people are gonna smell from afar. They need to be a bit close to you, but not too close to sniff it off of your skin. So it does perform and project fairly well in that sense. In terms of sillage and trail, I will say also between a 5 and a 6 on a scale of 10. Again, this is a function of it being mostly natural oil, and with natural oils, and especially if you have skin like mine that eats up these oils, you're not gonna get a lot of sillage and trail. You will have some, so if you walk into a room and leave, depending on how many spritz you've put on, and depending maybe on how warm your body is, you may or may not leave some behind you. But what I will say is that under the ideal conditions, you'll leave a little bit of trail and sillage. So there will be some there, but I would say it wouldn't be too consistent, nor is it overpowering, just because of the nature of the beast. Now, with respect to how you can wear this, I think it's a very versatile, utilitarian kind of scent. You can wear it anywhere with anything at any time. However, I will say this is that you'll get the most out of this if you dress more formally, in a formal sort of setting. And I'll say that I actually think, while this works as a morning fragrance, I'm gonna say, this probably shines better in the evening. I've yet to test it in the evening, but I have similar perfumes with similar DNA, and I'd say that for those perfumes that I'm very familiar with in my collection with similar DNA, I find they shine better in the evening versus the morning. However, you can't go wrong either way. In terms of seasons, just because this is more on the lighter side, I'm gonna say this is more of a autumn, spring, summer scent. I think with the winter, you're gonna need to spray way more of it, just because it's not, even though there's amber in it or ambery tones, and there's musk, it's not overdone. It's just done right, done enough to the point where it complements the overall composition without being overpowering. So winter can be a bit of a challenge for this one, I will say. However, I say it's very versatile for all seasons. So overall, would I recommend this? Yes, 100%. Very, very stunning composition. Smells amazing. Smell like $1,000,000. I mean, look at this. The crown, the gold bottle. Granted, this is only the 30 ml, but you can't go wrong with this. 20% perfume concentration. You have a 50-year-old sandalwood in here, which mind-boggling to me. And you do get the sandalwood because it has this very cozy, comforting, luscious, luxurious, creamy feel to it. And it's just beautiful. You can't go wrong with this. You just can't go wrong with this. Now, even though I've said everything about it in very good terms, which I stand by, this is a fantastic perfume, fantastic composition. The price for the ingredients in it is mind-boggling. Now, I don't know if most of the price is going to the sandalwood being 50-year-old aged, but the rest of it, everything, pretty much the herbs, the fruits, as well as some of the spices, I don't know if that would justify the price I paid for this. And we're talking here like hundreds of dollars. It's very expensive, I think, for what goes into it. It's a beautiful scent, beautiful composition. Again, cannot take that away from it. However, I do have in my collection something that is very, very close to it. I will say does not have the same refinement as this, but very close. And for, you know, percentile 10% of the price, if not less. And that is La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. So, I know this will probably trigger some people, but for my nose, this smells very close to this. And don't hate on me. I'm just trying to give you guys options and kind of tell you how it is. Do I like the Clive Christian number one? Yes. Do I think it's worth the price? I'll be honest, no. Especially when you can get something very similar and very close in terms of smell and performance in a designer, pretty much. And that's like the Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme. And I have it sprayed here. Again, don't get me wrong. In terms of composition refinement, Christian Clive number one, superior in my personal experience and opinion, okay? Being anecdotal and subjective, you might disagree with me and that's fine. However, for my nose, I do find that, even though they're the same, Clive Christian number one is a much refined composition. However, for a fraction of the price, you can get more or less the same scent. I mean, okay, this was close with taxes, everything was close to $800, and that's Canadian. My Yves Saint Laurent, if my memory serves me correctly, I bought it a few years ago for like 60, maybe $70, and I had some gift cards. So it's just night and day difference price-wise for more or less the same scent. And again, it's just one of those things where you're paying really a lot for the branding and marketing, right? Granted, Clive Christian prides itself on using natural ingredients, exotic ingredients, very high quality. Not gonna disagree with that. This smells amazing and fantastic. But if you're gonna be able to get a similar scent for 7-8 times cheaper, why would you go and pay that much? Unless it's like you just want to go out there and one up others and say, hey, I have Clive Christian, by all means do you. That's not what I'm doing here. I bought it because I genuinely, when I smelt it at Fifth and Sack, is where I got it from. Thank you, Fifth and Sack's, the lady that helped me out, Janine. I think it was Jenny or Janine. You were fantastic. In case you do see this, I don't think you would, but it's amazing that the scent is just so beautiful. So, God, I mean, it's just so elegant. You can't go wrong with it. But, but it's irritating because I bought it, I took the plastic wrapper off, I took it out of the box, I opened, the packaging, so this is what it comes in, okay? And then it opens like this. And I smelt it and I thought, this smells really, really familiar. And that's after I arrived home, I opened it and I sprayed it, mind you. And sure enough, I started going through my collection and I came across the YSL and I was like, God damn it. Like, it's not it, but it's very, very close. It's so, so close. It's pretty much, it's like I could have had about 700 to 800 mils of YSL Homme de Nuit for the price of 130 ml Clive Christian number one. Again, not complaining. I know this seems like complaining. What I'm trying to convey here is that don't impulse purchase. Okay, this was not a blind buy. I actually was in the store and I smelled it, but I got carried, away by the scent. It's a beautiful scent. The presentation, the branding, the marketing, Clive Christian, the reputation. Uh, had I slowed down a bit, had I decided, you know what, I'll sleep on it and then come back to it again, I probably would not have bought it. With that said, if you are on a budget or you don't have much to splurge on a um, luxurious perfume, but you want to smell like you're luxurious, go with YSL and Nuit de l'Homme. You will not go wrong. This has stood the test of time. It's been around forever. It smells amazing. It's fresh. It's masculine. It's clean, and beautiful, beautiful composition. If, on the other hand, you have the extra money and you want to go more towards a natural oil-based slash higher perfume concentration, and also the feel-good aspect of having a gold bottle with a crown in your collection in your closet, then you will not go wrong with Clive Christian number one. Again, very beautiful composition. Regardless of how similar or different ingredients are between both, they do smell very close to each other. And I know that, some of the purists out there or some of the people that know their fragrances better than me and more than me will disagree with me, probably. And that's fine. To each their own. We all have very different experiences with scents. We have different noses, different body chemistries. But if I had to redo all of this again, I still would have bought it. Honestly, knowing myself, I would have bought it just because I wanted it and I could. But if I had to kind of go with a economics concept of opportunity cost and having to make one choice versus the other, the YSL would have been the more sort of rational slash economical choice. However, the more opulent, luxurious choice is Clive Christian number one. And here's the thing about scents, they're not rational. We like scents for the way they make us feel. And the way they make us feel is just not based on how it smells, but also, believe it or not, the marketing and the branding you get with it. You can go ahead and go out and put a Clive Christian on, and somebody asks you, what is this? And you will proudly say, Clive Christian number one. And you will say it and you'll feel good about it. And that is what you're paying for. Now, is it rational? No, it is not by any stretch of the imagination. Is it emotionally, it feels good, is satisfying, it is gratifying, it's elevating? Absolutely, 100% without a doubt, yes. And that is really, at the end of the day, I think you need to look at perfume. This is why when I make these uploads, I don't say my opinion or my review, I say my perfume experience, because it literally is how I experience the scent, how I perceive it, and how I basically wear it. So I guess, not to drag this on further, Clive Christian number one, highly recommend. If you've got the cash, go for it. You're gonna love it. You won't regret it. Really, really nice scent. I think if I had paid an extra, I think 200, 300 bucks, I could have gotten the 50 ml, which in hindsight makes more sense. But then just because of the price of it and diminishing marginal returns when it comes to perfumes, I went for the 30 ml. But my recommendation would be is like pay the extra couple of $100 if you're gonna go for the Clive Christian and get the 50 ml. Again, to reiterate, if you are kind of, tight on money for the time being and you want to smell like Clive Christian, YSL Le Nuit de l'Homme will not disappoint. Go for it. It's very close when it comes to scent signature. Performance-wise, I'd say both are more or less the same. And yeah, I think this is it for this upload. Thank you. I really appreciate your time and attention. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.